Hey guys, welcome to day 11 of manifestation inner work. Today, ignore my hair, just literally took it down because I've been to the gym this morning. Today we're going to be talking about destructuring your day to make room for more play. You guys, the most fulfilling life will come from us playing in our purpose, playing in what we love the most. And there's a caveat here because the most fulfilling life does also definitely come from having money. But the thing is that unless you play with your money, you're not going to feel fulfilled. There's only so much that you can buy with money that allows you to align with your purpose and your values. For example, if you love painting furniture and designing things and doing all the creative things, money can only buy you the materials. And then from then on, it's up to you to do it. It's up to you to play with what you have. There's only so much money can do in a lot of cases that helps us align with our purpose. For example, I don't need any money really to make YouTube videos other than a phone. So it's bought me the equipment and then after then it's down to me. And I love money, and don't get me wrong, I am always manifesting more and more money, but I feel like the only reason I can manifest so much money is because I am playing. And I used to have, you guys, such a structured day. I mean, like, I would wake up at a certain time, I would journal for a certain amount of time, then I'd work on my business or the structure, I'd analyze the finances, keep an eye on the listings, all of this. Like, I'm stuck in the finances of like, oh, where am I going to invest this? What's the profit margin here? What's the profit margin there? And it's like there was no room for play. And the second I started playing was 3 years ago. The second I started playing around and making silly, goofy videos for TikTok, that was when I had my first multi-six-figure business. Is the second I started just doing whatever the hell I wanted to do and making the videos about like silly toys and doing weird things with them, then that was when my TikTok kicked off and I did £20,000 in my first month doing this business. Before then, when it was all in my head, all the analytics, all of this, all of that, I wasn't fulfilled. Then when I started to play a bit more, I was 50% filled. Now, I don't even have that business anymore. Now I'm 100% fulfilled because I'm 100% aligned with what I love and I'm completely aligned with my values and my purpose. So essentially, we are way too structured in what we're doing life, because every day we wake up and we say, if you have all the time in the day or if it's the weekend for you, what should I do today? Rather than asking ourselves, what do I feel like doing today? I feel so fulfilled now because I am not ignoring myself. I used to be the person that for a bit of fun, I'd go and crack open an energy drink and I'd go and watch some YouTube, I'd go and watch some travel videos, and that would give me that temporary kick of dopamine and make me feel like for a moment I was on a high, traveling with loads of freedom, living all the lives that these influencers are living. But then the truth is that then when I come off those things and the caffeine high goes down and I'm coming off YouTube, I'm faced with the fact that that's not my life. And I'm ignoring my body wanting and drawing me towards that life. And I didn't have the courage. I didn't have the pull to actually take action on those things because I just thought, oh, everyone desires this. They don't. There's a lot of people out there that don't want to travel, that don't want a business. They would prefer to just work a normal job and have the stability. There's a lot of people that didn't want my life, but I ignored those desires, and that was when I was the most unfulfilled, is when I was ignoring myself. And then I would have the energy drinks and the McDonald's and unhealthy eating and sweets to cover over the discomfort, to avoid feeling, because I wanted to be happy and I identified as a happy person. So God forbid Charlotte felt anything less than happiness. And then now, on the other hand, instead of multitasking, so here's something to do, to listen to what your body wants. I recommend you, instead of doing multitasking all the time, you actually just do single tasking. So here's an example last night, because I'm not perfect, I'm still working on it, right? I was doing my nails. So I was doing this finger here because it had chipped off. I've got pink nails. I did my toenails. I was doing my nails. And I thought to myself, I've not got anything up here right now. I was upstairs. I was like, shall I go grab my phone and my iPad, and I may as well put on a video whilst I'm sat here with my hands under the lamp and I'm painting them. It's really slow. I'm probably going to be up here for like 45 minutes. And I said to myself, no, you're going to do that thing again, aren't you? Where you're like, because it's tempting. Your mind is the one telling you, ooh, stimulation. Ooh, stimulation. And you have to have the discipline to say no to it sometimes, because it will still come up. It still comes up now for me. Oh, don't you just want to go and do this? Well, no, I'm going to say no to that and give myself the long-term satisfaction. And so what I sat down and did is my nails, but with nothing else around me. I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't on my iPad. I did my nails fully and presently. And you know what came up for me then is I started to think about my night. And I was like, oh my God, today, even though I've journaled, I've read my book, I've done all these really cool inner work tasks that I would class as productive, that is still me structuring my day too much, because I'm asking myself, what should I do? And now I'm working so much on inner work. What should I do? Oh, I should journal. I should do this. I should do that. And then when I wrote all the things down, I realized I'd done way more than I even needed to do. So I sat down to myself when I was doing my nails and I said, what do I feel like doing? And I've said this in another video, but painting came up again. Like, again. And the last 2 times I've asked myself, what do I feel like doing? Painting came up for me. And I was like, okay, cool, I painted a little bit. But you know what came up for me last night after sitting in my own space for 45 minutes doing my nails is I want to paint furniture. Furniture. I painted furniture once. Painted a whole old unit. It was really cool, but I came up with on the spot an incredible design to paint on a lovely dressing table or sideboard with a little bunny and some grass and some flowers, and I was like, I wouldn't have never thought of this creativity before this moment. I would have never thought of doing this thing that I didn't realise I wanted to do because it was so random, unless I'd have sat with myself for half an hour. So here's the thing is, many people want a fulfilling life, but they're not willing to sit with themselves for long enough to think about what does a fulfilling life even look like for them. So I'm going to keep bringing up my notes because I have things to talk about. So what I would recommend doing is doing the same thing that I do. And instead of saying, what should I do today? What do I feel like doing today? Then actually listen to your body and listen to the first thing that comes up. Get in the present moment. Don't start doing multitasking when you've got a spare minute. Don't just shove on a YouTube video or go on your phone and just click on TikTok because you're a little bit bored. Gain the self-awareness and ask yourself, like, what do I feel like doing? And how to know if it's a head or heart desire in this moment is, how do I feel when doing that? Is it satisfying, as in like brain satisfying, like it'll tickle an itch? Or is it something that I kind of would smile at doing a little bit? Are you going to smile at watching TikToks? Or is that just satisfying a feeling of boredom and getting the quick piece of dopamine? A lot of people have a lot of money and they still sit there and they don't listen to their body. They don't listen to what they truly desire, and instead they chase what they should do. I should earn a lot of money, I should do this. And this is a very masculine approach, and I feel like this is why there's also a lot of men that are miserable and they're like millionaires and they're miserable. Like the rudest people, you can just tell they're hating life. And don't get me wrong, there is also probably women like that as well, but I feel like I see a lot of like the male role models of hustle. Like hustle. It's usually the males, right? And then us females are looking at that thinking, oh my God, that's what a hustle life looks like. And taking inspiration from literal men that have the testosterone for the hustle life, and we don't. That was also me. But they're so miserable because they're chasing, oh, I should do this and I need to do that. I need to get money. Like, this is what I want from life. And then they're constantly needing another business and then another business and then more money to make them feel like they're worth something, but they're never playing and having fun with the money. They're just, what should I do with the money that I've made? Oh, okay, I've just made 100 grand. I'm gonna go and invest it. What's the best stock to invest it in? I'm gonna buy another piece of real estate. What am I gonna? And it's like, where's the fulfillment in that? Yes, money brings a lot of fulfillment because you have the safety, and like I said, everyone should be manifesting money, right? Like I said, you have this safety, but when it gets to that amount of money, you have the safety net already. Now it's time to play a little bit. I mean, like I said, this video is about playing from the beginning, but I can guarantee this is also why it's so easy for women to make money, is because we're more in tune with that playful side, the intuition side, and the feeling side. Whereas a lot of masculine energy people, for example, find it a lot harder. And I feel like this is why I see so many people and they genuinely are miserable when they're rich. There is also miserable people when they're poor as well, right? But this just goes to show that when people aren't utilizing their time correctly and they're doing things that they should do rather than the things that they want to do, it literally doesn't get to a fulfilled life. Like, you get nothing out of life at that rate. So playing a little bit more, I encourage you to set play dates with yourself. This is what I'm going to say. This is your inner work for this week. Play date with yourself. So I'm going to allow you to decide when this play date is, because I'm not going to say once a day or every other day because that's too structured. I'm going to allow you the self-awareness to sit there with yourself and see where you probably have chunks of your day of where you might just switch on the TV or switch on a game or switch on a movie or switch on Netflix or YouTube or TikTok, and have the self-awareness of where that chunk of the day is. You know, I used to go on TikTok and I'd literally open up the app and then an hour or two would be gone and I'm like, where the hell did my time go? And I couldn't recall a single TikTok I'd watched. I could probably recall the last 3 I've watched, but before then, you know, when you go through TikTok, you go through someone's profile, then you scroll down their video, then you look at the comments, then you click on that profile, then you Google that hashtag, then you Googling what the hell this means and what happened here, and then there's this rabbit hole, and if you click the back button, it leads you back through all of these. I wouldn't have a clue what I'd looked at. It was like autopilot, and I really lost it. So I feel like that's what everyone is doing, right? Where are those pieces of your day, of your weekend? So you get back from your work or your business on Friday night, and then you're like, oh great, now I can finally relax. Okay, time for Netflix. Oh, I'll have another episode of that. I'll have another episode of that. Rather than facing the discomfort of the fact that you've just come home tired, you're feeling like crap, you're feeling unfulfilled, because it's a Friday night, you have a takeaway and then you stick on Netflix. And then you do the same thing again next Friday, and then the whole weekend's gone, and then you get this, like, I used to get this, like, dread on Sunday night of, like, oh, another week, back at it again, right? Back at the grind again. And it's like, if you were actually self-aware of how you were spending your weekend and you did it slower and more present and more meaningful, your life will become like that. Your life will feel like a weekend. My life feels like a weekend. I wake up every single day and I'm like, okay, what do I feel like doing today? Am I going to do a video today? What time am I going to go to the gym? What am I going to eat for lunch? When am I going to do yoga? Am I going to do a different class today? There is no structure in my day other than my play dates. So set the play date. Say to yourself, right, in this play date, what do I feel like doing? This playlist could be every day, every other day, every week, okay? But do it as often as possible. Give yourself an hour or even 2 hours of just literally saying to yourself, what do I feel like doing? And then doing that random illogical thing that comes up. No matter how strange it sounds, do it. And so the only structure that I have with my day, because you're probably thinking, like, how do you even be productive if you've got no structure in your day? This is literally what my day looks like. So I will wake up at 7:30 now, super strict discipline. I have to get up at 7:30 because before I would have an alarm for 7:30 and I would just click snooze and then I'd roll out of bed at like 8, 8:30. That wasn't doing anything for my self-trust or my self-love or my discipline, my long-term dopamine, none things like that. And you know, how you do something is how you do everything. So I wasn't realizing how much it was seeking into the rest of my life. So 7:30 on the dot I will get up, and I do have a rule now: nothing before 10 a.m. So what I do before 10 a.m. is I don't leave the house. I come down here and I do my journaling, and I also stare at my vision board and I visualize. And then if I want to pick up one of my self-development books, for example, then I'll read. But nothing outside of just being present with my vision board, with my mind, with myself. Nothing. No YouTube, no TikTok, nothing on the TV. I don't even eat in the morning because I fast until 12. Again, another part of my discipline and for my health journey, because I'm currently battling insulin resistance. So yeah, I'm fasting till 12, but more on about that later on when I actually have done it for a few months. Then 10 o'clock hits, and between 10 and 12, I do work. Either work or I go to the gym. So I don't work every single day, obviously. So I'll either do work, which is either going to the gym as my work, because it's like my physical exercise, or I will do what would deem to be work. And then at 12 o'clock onwards is my creation time. Between 12 and 7 p.m. is creation time. That for me looks like filming these videos, doing whatever I want to do. I actually don't know. It's that unstructured. It's just my playtime. And when you start playing and you say to yourself, I literally have this whole period of time. So your period of time doesn't have to look like this. Obviously, I've been spending many years to free up as much time as possible. So if you're just starting to free up your time now and align your life, then it's okay if you don't have as much time available to play. But I'll literally say to myself, 7 p.m. is the time where I stop doing anything. So whatever I do now, between now and 7 p.m, it doesn't matter as long as I'm having fun and enjoying it. And that's how I started the YouTube channel as well, because that was me just playing. And I said to myself, like, I would do this even if I won the lottery of millions of pounds. I would still create YouTube videos because I love talking to people and building a community and also helping people. I couldn't tell you what I do in that time. Sometimes I just pick up my iPad. Sometimes I do watch YouTube in that time because I watch self-development. So this is where I do my inner work, essentially. Creation, inner work, self-development, it all comes under one big playing for me because it's something that I love doing. Like, I literally get paid to do inner work, basically. So that to me is playing, that is working on myself, that is me literally just being with myself. So that's what I do between 12 and 7. And then after 7, it's nothing time again. The same as before 10 a.m, it's nothing time again. So this is where I try not to watch any more self-development stuff or listen or read to any self-development books unless it's like something. Sometimes I will go over the 7 p.m. Sometimes if I'm listening to a course or something that I'm really in the flow of if I'm really in the flow of it. But after 7 p.m, it'll usually be, again, journaling, reading some sort of fantasy book, or this is the time where I do let myself do nothing, like lazy. So I will watch Netflix, I will watch a movie, and it's just nothingness essentially. So I still do watch movies and everything, but I have the time to do that because I allow myself to do all the playing and everything. That's as much structure I have in my day. Before 10 a.m, nothing. After 7 p.m, nothing. Between 10 and 12 is when I'm working or going to the gym, which is my working. And then between 12 and 7, I'm just creation, self-development. Creating is self-development to me, because if you're not creating, you're not self-discovering. If you're not creating, your heart isn't open. If you're working all day long, when are you ever in your body relaxed, regulated, creating with your heart open, aligning yourself with your purpose? It just doesn't happen. So destructure your day and make room for play. And yeah, I don't even know what the purpose of this video was, but hopefully you got something from it. Playing is literally the key to life, and if you don't play and you stick to a structured day and you don't work towards becoming, if you do have a job and you want to be free, if you don't work towards becoming free, then you will literally stick in the same position for the rest of your life. And if you have a business already but it's not aligned like I did, then again, creating more time to play, this is how you get paid to exist, is when you create more time to play and create, then you will realize more about yourself. And when you start doing more things, so literally like I did with this YouTube channel, when I created more of those play dates of me playing, which I decided was creating fun videos about manifestation and just talking to the camera about random stuff that I believe in, that was me playing, and it turned into a career. That is what it will look like to you. When you start playing and listening to your heart's desires and you give yourself permission to be you without judging yourself and just allowing yourself to just do it anyways, that is what then you will turn into something that you will get paid to exist doing, usually through a personal brand of some sort, because you will get paid the most money when you're being you, because there's no one else on the earth. Not 8 billion other people are like you. You are like you. So that is the thing that you have the most, your most unique asset is literally you and your personality. That's how you get paid to exist. So there's so much I could say about this, but I'm not going to go on and on and on. When you start playing, then you will start discovering what you truly love, and you can do more of it. And when you do more of it, eventually someone's going to be like, hey, I love your art, can I buy some of it? Hey, I love what you have to offer, can you send me a link to buy some of it or learn from you or coach you, something like that. But unless you listen to that, whereas when people want to get paid to exist, they're like, okay, what business model is the most passive? What business model, like this was me, what business model is going to have the biggest, highest profit margins? What business model is going to be the most long-term, like sustainable, I don't know, whatever. And then you start thinking, how do I get paid to exist? Rather than just like realizing that you will get paid to exist only when you are you. If you Google a business idea, that's not you getting paid to be you, that's you getting paid to do something else and be someone else. So that's the mistake I made, and I didn't get paid to exist until I started doing me. And I didn't start doing me until I started listening to what I wanted to do and actually taking action on that through playing more and having more fun. So the whole inner work training is in paid to exist. Literally everything from A to Z, like shadow work and light work. But if you have any questions, just leave them down below. And I hope this video helped you get paid to exist and also manifest. Other than that, I'll see you tomorrow for day 12, I think.